Hey, what's up, everybody? So Brian Rhodes here. I talked a little bit about B keto yesterday, and I want to talk a little bit about IF. Do you intermittent fast? Or like my favorite way is say to make it sound better is intermittent eating because fasting it just sounds horrible, right? I mean, if you fast, drop a comment below. Tell me how long you fasted before. If you've done 60 or 80 or 100-hour fast, or if you've just done 24-hour fast, and if you even intermittent fasted, maybe drop some encouraging things that you seen when you did intermittent fasting. So if you had weight loss or, reduced inflammation or, it helped you become insulin resistant better. So what I've done in the past is a lot of I pick a 4 to 6 hour window and then I eat in that period. So, what I've seen personally and what I've helped other people do is reduce a lot of, especially men, belly fat, because that's where it is for men. So, what I've seen though, obviously using supplements in the outside parts of the windows are where it just becomes a lot more simple. I'm not going to say anything is easy, but when you're using something like the micronutrient, the green pill, the Elevate, that gives you that increased energy and it helps with like with me, the nootropics and the energy blend, they suppress my appetite. So it makes me easier to not think about food. Be slim, that helps me get so much extra water that I don't think about food. Because that's the number one thing when someone will say, man, I just can't stop the nighttime cravings. I'm eating in the window between, let's say 12 and 12 p.m. till 6 p.m. They're eating in that window. They're doing a 6 hour window. Well, at night, maybe they're sitting there watching Netflix. It's 9:30, 10. They're freaking cravings are hitting them like, oh, well, I'll just have a little bit of food. Well, that's going to really mess up a lot of things if you're trying to burn fat all the time and stay in ketosis. So, what my suggestion would be maybe use the Be Slim at night. There's no stimulant in that. It'll make you have a lot of extra water. It also will give you flavor. So, it's not like you're just drinking water. Another thing could be the tea, and you can put some lemon in that, different things that don't raise insulin. That's what you're trying to avoid in those periods. So, another thing I want to talk about is how many calories. I weigh 220 pounds. So, if I'm not trying to lose any weight and I want to maintain exactly where I am at 220 pounds, I take 220 and I add another zero behind it, and I eat around 2,220 calories in a 6 hour window. If you're trying to gain mass, you're trying to gain weight, and you're trying to shred up at the same time and you're doing intermittent fasting, you want to up your calories because you're working out. You need more caloric intake. So you would do, me personally, if I'm trying to bulk up and gain weight while trying to lean up at the same time, because you can gain just as much muscle mass off of eating protein and fat as you can by carb loading. It's just the thing with carb loading, it'll actually increase the inflammation. It'll make a lot of things more different and you'll not feel as good. But you can get the right type of muscle, that good, strong skeletal muscle, by using proteins and fat. That's something that's really, it's science. It's out there. You just have to find it because people just, they don't believe it. But I've seen some of the top bodybuilders in the world be completely ketogenic, and people just, it blows their mind that they don't sit and eat carbs and pizza all the time. So in a normal person, if you're, say you're 165 pounds and you want to get to 130, what I would suggest is eating 1,350 calories inside that window. Or even if you're eating it periodically throughout the day, you're not doing intermittent fasting, try to keep your caloric intake, the range of the amount of calories to what you want to weigh. I mean, I know we're supposed to say throw the scale away, but pick that number, what you want to weigh. And I know it sucks, but maybe track some of the calories that you're eating for about 4 or 5 days. And so you understand what you're eating. Because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to track anything. And that's fine. You don't have to. But you got to remember, if you're eating more fat, there's 9 calories per gram of fat. Let me repeat that. 1 gram of fat. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrate is like four and a half, four. So your plate, if you have a lot more fat on there, you're cooking it in butter, you got olive oil on your stuff, you're got what would I say? You got more avocados on there. You got to think about the amount of fat that's on your plate, so that way you don't eat as much. Your portion size will be actually smaller, but it'll be the same amount of calories. So keep that caloric value, the calories, around what you want to weigh. So like tonight we're making chicken alfredo and vegetables, cauliflower, broccoli, some carrots, I think some mushrooms, and that's going to be our alfredo. We're not using noodles. We're just going to pour the alfredo over the top of the, probably bake the vegetables. Sounds crazy, but we bake them with salt and pepper, maybe some garlic, some other kind of dry seasonings, and squirt a little olive oil spray on it and make sure it's real olive oil. And then we'll put that in a bowl with the chicken. We'll probably boil the chicken or maybe bake the chicken. We're not doing, chicken parmesan or none of this where you add a ton of stuff on your chicken. It's just chicken and it's cooked without even any butter, so we're just either boiling it or baking it, chopping it up, putting it on there, and we put all the alfredo sauce on that, and there's our alfredo. I mean, your chicken alfredo with vegetables right there on the plate. A salad, have a salad with that. I always say use spinach because it's got more vitamins in it, more minerals, because you're using the iceberg lettuce. There's not even minerals in there. It's really just creating space. Check that out. Google that. You'll be pretty surprised what's in spinach compared to everything else, and kale, and all that stuff. Like anything super green is the best thing you can get. So supplement wise, I love B keto before pre-workouts. Me say that forever because that's how Franco explained the product to me, into like more. I mean, you can sip on it throughout the day, drink as many as you want. You can't over drink those, because if you have too many ketones in your system, you just pee them out, which is cool, because if you have too many carbs and your sugars in your system, you don't pee those out. Those store as fat. That's the crappy part about those. So you could drink as much B keto as you want. It's just utilizing it as a pre-workout. And I'm not saying go lift and be like, oh, I'm getting big in the gym. Do it before yard work. Do it before walk. Do it before you do anything that you're moving your body. And if you don't even do that, take your remote controller and throw it across the room and get up and go get it. Sit down, throw it across the room. At least you're doing something, right? So utilize B keto as a pre-workout. That's the best way to do it. And I say workout, but like I just said, do it whichever way you can do. Like this lady right behind me, walking her dog, drink pre-workout, B keto before that little workout where you walk a dog. It's not easy, and it's hot where I'm at down here in Miami. So utilizing that, get your water up. And another thing I would love for everybody to understand is when you're drinking ketones, when you're working on changing your lifestyle and your diet, and you're adding in good whole food vegetables, you're adding in chicken, protein, all those different things, you're lowering your calories, you're drinking more water. One thing that you need is more electrolytes. And it's not always sodium. Some people sodium works perfect for. If I get a light headache, I take some pink Himalayan salt and it goes away. Some people it doesn't work as well for, so they use magnesium or potassium. There's a lot of good electrolytes out there. I mean, the quickest and easiest one might be like Noon or something, or 40,000 volts. Those are different things you can use. That's very accessible and easy to get. And 40,000 volts, I have to warn you, it is the worst tasting stuff you'll ever try. You'll probably put it in water with a little bit of lemon, but that means it's real. There's no sugar in it. There isn't any sugar in it. So that's something that everybody needs to know, is up your electrolytes. Up your electrolytes, up your electrolytes. Because when you're drinking ketones and you're sweating and you're doing anything, you're excreting all those minerals, and you need to replenish them. I mean, you've ever seen somebody sweat so much they got that ring on their shirt? Well, they just lost a bunch of minerals. So they need to replenish, and not with Gatorade. That is the worst thing to drink, because all of it is adding is a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of electrolyte and just 30, 40 grams of sugar. It is completely a myth. So back to how to use the supplements. Use the non-stimulant ones at night, the Royal Blue Tea, the B Slim, which is a fantastic product because it makes you drink too much water, which I love. And if you don't understand about water consumption, if I weigh 220 pounds, I cut that in half. That's 110 ounces of water. Well, if you're in ketosis, you're even excreting more, need up the more water. So I always say add about 20 to 30 more ounces of water. So I'm normally eating or drinking a gallon of water, about 130 ounces a day. That's it's especially when I'm eating very low carb, very ketogenic lifestyle. Pickle juice, it can help. That's definitely something. I'm not going to tell you to not do that because that's a better choice than some things out there, but it's a low quality form of sodium, just to be honest with you. But it helps. You wake up in the middle of the night with some cramps, feeling horrible, get some pickle juice in you. You know, it's like that's like me telling you not to drink flavored water because there's some sucralose in it. Just drink it. You're fine. You know, it's a better choice than drinking soda, right? So never going to tell someone not to have pickle juice, but pink Himalayan salt would be a better choice. Just, you know, let you know on the sodium part. Magnesium would be a fantastic choice. And to me, sometimes figuring out how much electrolytes to take, it comes with maybe going to the bathroom, if you know what I mean. So you got to find your level on electrolytes to take, but man, the energy and the electricity that you get in your brain that fires on your neurons and everything from electrolytes will it makes you feel so good, you know, because people have been doing fasting for years, intermittent fasting, and they've only had access to either food sources or minerals like electrolytes, and that will help you push through them, but have extra available like B keto to instantly put you into ketosis. It's like biohacking your body saying, hey, I'm trying to get through to get into ketogenesis, to get into a dietary state of ketosis, nutritional ketosis, but I'm going to add some ketones already to it. That's awesome because we all have a tanker full of extra fat on our body that we can tap into for more ketone production. But when we already implement drinking some ketones, you're going to feel so much better. So personally, I do the Nutra Energy in the morning. I take that green pill somewhere around that same time. I'll take a B keto before I work out. Uh, the blue tea, I've been drinking it sometimes in the morning, sometimes at night, sometimes throughout the day. I feel just really good clarity from it. I'm pretty detoxed. I have a pretty clean diet. I've seen people that had a bad diet. They flush out a lot of inflammation from it, a lot of toxic sludge, if you want to look at it that way. And then that B Slim, wow, that's a at at night, in my opinion, or before a big meal, like it says too. Great kids, that can be consumed anytime, anywhere. I give it to Briley once, twice a day. Oh man, we have quite a bit of products, but you know, obviously the purple and the white, you can take those before bed, but that purple can be you can take that any single time you want. That's the cool thing about a digestive enzyme. I've been taking prebiotic digestive enzymes for the past 10 years. I've been taking 3 after every single meal that I've ate, you know, so there's nothing wrong with taking a lot of those. But that's how you use the supplements in the periods of eating. I would say if you're starting intermittent fasting, start with be easy on yourself. Start with an 8-hour window. Pick those 8 hours if it's from noon to 8 o'clock, or if it's from 10 in the morning till 6. Then move it to 6 hours. Then move it to 4, and then throw a wrench in the system and go back to eating, you know, 3 to 5 small meals that are very low carb throughout the day, and then throw a wrench back in the system and maybe do intermittent fasting again at 4-hour windows, or throw in, you know, eat three times this day and don't eat for 24 hours. Try that one. Drink a lot of water, and then, you know, keep those calories low to the exact weight that you want to be. You know, if I'm telling you you want to, if you're telling me you want to be 135 pounds, I'm going to tell you to eat 1,350 calories every single day. Change it up. Change up your different foods. Make sure you're Googling what you're putting in your body, and let's get on the right track on putting in the foods in our body, because we have the right supplements here at Be Epic. They're phenomenal. It's just, what are you doing for the other 23 hours of the day? You know, get in the right type of foods while using the best supplements out there too. So I hope that helps anybody that wants to learn about intermittent fasting, how many calories it take, and how to use the supplements. You guys have a good day. I will see you later and talk to you later. Bye.